If you are investing in the Philippine stock market right now, hoping for massive price appreciation, you are probably frustrated. The index has gone nowhere for years. But here is the part most people miss. While prices moved sideways, cash kept flowing. Quietly, consistently, through dividends. And that is what this video is about. Not hype, not speculation, real cash flow. Today, we are breaking down the top dividend-paying stocks in the Philippine Stock Exchange and more importantly, how to think about them as an income investor. Not for people trying to get rich quick. This is for people who already earn, already saved, and want their money to start working for them. Stay until the end because I will also tell you why chasing the highest yield blindly is a mistake and how to use this list intelligently. Let us start with the top of the list. Semirara Mining and Power is number 1 with a dividend yield above 10%. This is not a surprise. Semirara is a cash machine when coal prices are strong. It has low debt, strong free cash flow, and management that actually returns money to shareholders. But understand this clearly. This is a cyclical dividend. When coal prices normalize, dividends can drop. This is not a forever stock. It is a harvest stock. Next is DMCI Holdings, also yielding around 10%. This is one of the most interesting dividend names in the Philippines. Why? Because DMCI is not just one business. It owns construction, property, mining, power, and water exposure. The dividends come from diversified cash flows. Semirara feeds DMCI. Maynilad provides stability. Construction gives upside during infrastructure cycles. DMCI is not flashy, but it is one of the most disciplined dividend payers in the market. RFM Corporation comes next at over 9%. This is a consumer staple business. Food, flour, oil, everyday items. Boring businesses make great dividend stocks. RFM does not need hype. It needs people to eat, and that is why its dividends are stable even when markets are weak. LT Group follows close to 8%. LTG owns tobacco, banking, spirits, and property. This is a conglomerate built for cash generation. Tobacco alone throws off massive cash flow. The risk here is regulatory pressure on cigarettes. But as long as Filipinos smoke, LTG prints dividends. Megaworld Real Estate Investment Trust comes next with over 7%. This is an income play backed by office assets inside townships. Offices are not sexy right now, but occupancy has been more resilient than people expected. Long leases and BPO tenants matter. This is not about price appreciation. This is about steady quarterly cash flow. PLDT sits around 7% as well. Telcos are classic dividend stocks. High capex, slow growth, but strong recurring revenue. PLDT pays because it has to. It cannot grow aggressively anymore, so it returns cash. The risk is debt and competition, but dividends remain attractive. Metrobank comes next at almost 7%. Banks are different. Dividends depend on earnings and capital buffers. Metrobank is more conservative than BDO and BPI. That is exactly why dividend investors like it. Lower growth, higher payouts. Oceana Gold follows at over 6%. This is another commodity-driven dividend. Gold prices help. When gold is strong, dividends flow. When it is not, payouts can shrink. This is not stable income. This is tactical income. Globe Telecom is next at over 6%, similar to PLDT, but with an added layer. GCash, digital payments, financial services. Globe is no longer just a telco. Dividends dipped when investments were heavy but stabilized again as cash flows normalize. Citicore Energy Real Estate Investment Trust comes next. This is a renewable energy-backed income vehicle. Solar plants, long-term contracts, predictable cash flow. This is one of the cleaner dividend stories in the market, but growth is capped by regulation and asset injection timing. Robinson's Retail Holdings comes next. This is a consumer exposure dividend. Grocery, convenience, stable but margins are thin. Dividends are reliable but not aggressive. Ayala Land Real Estate Investment Trust sits slightly above 5%. This is the premium income name. lower yield but higher asset quality, long leases, blue chip tenants. This is for conservative income investors who value stability over yield. Aboitiz Power follows. This is an inflation hedge. Power generation benefits from long-term demand growth. Dividends are steady and backed by infrastructure. RCR is another office-focused income play. Similar risks to Megaworld but backed by Robinson's Land. Yield is decent but sentiment remains cautious. They have amazing office projects with predictable income spread across the Philippines. Keppel Philippines Properties is next. Smaller, less liquid, higher yield but higher risk. This is not for everyone, but dividend yields are than most stocks in the PSE. Manila Water sits below 5%. Regulated, stable, boring, but predictable. Dividends come from utility cash flows. Not exciting, but dependable. A stock that will give you repeated cash flow. Pure Gold follows. Retail again. Defensive. Dividends reflect cash generation from groceries and essentials. Meralco comes next. Power distribution monopoly. Dividends are stable, but growth is regulated. This is a classic income stock. BPI follows with lower yield. This is more of a balanced stock. Growth plus income but not purely dividend focused. ICTSI rounds out the list. Low yield relative to others. This is a growth dividend hybrid. Ports, global exposure, strong management. Dividends grow slowly but consistently. Now here is the part most people get wrong. High dividend yield does not automatically mean good investment. Sometimes high yield means the market expects trouble. The key question is sustainability. Where do the dividends come from? Free cash flow, not debt, not asset sales. Dividend investing in the Philippines today is not about beating the index. It is about building a private cash flow machine while the market sleeps. While everyone is chasing rumors and hype, you are collecting repeated cash flows over time. If you reinvest dividends during sideways markets, you accumulate shares quietly. When sentiment finally shifts, you own more without chasing prices. That is how real wealth is built here. Not by trading noise, not by chasing hype, but by letting boring businesses pay you again and again. The Philippine stock market may feel slow, sideways, and feel left behind against other bigger and more exciting markets around the world. But dividends prove it is very much alive. Dividends prove you can still win, even if the market is going nowhere. And if you know how to listen, it is paying you to be patient. It's paying you to have freedom. It's paying you to have cash flow for life. It is paying you while the Philippine Stock Exchange is going nowhere.